are live. Charlotte Motor Speedway, FSBRacing.com Pro Cup, first chase race here at Charlotte. And in car, special for this chase, the Zero car, Milt Mintner Jr.
What's up, race fans? It's Charlotte, and it's the FSB Chase. 6 races to see who will be champion of the big daddy of them all here at FSB, and that would be the Pro Cup Championship.
That's what it is, Milty. And yep, that means 10 guys are eligible. Uh, they're gonna race for it all, and first time, Chase does put things on a rather even uh, playing field, Milky. So if someone gets hot at the right time here and can pull off of not wins, but top threes and be consistent, um, anything can happen with just 6 races.
Yeah, your odds on favorites are the Bochum teammates of Nicole Johnson and Robert Bochum and Mark DeCinza, but
Yeah, and
uh,
let's not forget Troy Higgins has had a fabulous
and
season,
and Troy Higgins.
and
So I mean,
Sam
that's a UBA team there.
and Sam is fast everywhere he goes, and he has that edge to him where he's not afraid to gamble or make a aggressive pass if that's what it calls for, and that's might sometimes what it takes to win a
Are you ready?
chase.
Gentlemen!
Well, with a 6 race chase, what you need to do is do well this first race, and then it really puts pressure on the other drivers to perform.
Yes, it
And
does.
this is a pro setup. Ran this race in the Sportsman Cup. A lot of good sportsman drivers that are probably going to be up here next year.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the next season's Pro Cup lineup, Milty. I think it's going to be a solid lineup. I think we're going to see some car counts and
Absolutely, yeah.
true Pro Cup action, where some of the fields this season have been a little light, but certainly not lacking on quality.
Yeah, I mean, we seriously expect this thing could go green. Of course, that's the kiss of death from the cockpit and the announcer booth. But this setup is extremely loose. First couple laps, especially the first one. So,
Yeah, that's going
but
to be
once you get going,
that's
it's
going
good
to
to go.
always that's always a dicey time as we get ready to go here. This first lap here, everyone's going to give everyone a little extra room to get the cars sorted out, get in line, settle in, and 140 laps is a lot of laps here at Charlotte. And with green, Robert Bochum leads them off. Nicole on the outside, Sam on right behind her, Troy Higgins as well, right there, first 2 rows. Sam up a little high there in the gray. Stay in that black zone here at Charlotte. It's a little darker than the rest of the track. You can see it in the corners. And Doug making an early inside move there on Milty. And he'll take that position away. Everyone looks to have settled in nicely. No side-by-side action now as everyone lines up. And away we go. And 1, 2, 3. Robert, Nicole, and Sam. And then a gap back to the 19 of Troy Higgins, 151 of Guy Petra, and 6 of Mark DeCenza. So Milty, this is the settle-in phase where you just want to get the feel for your car, especially for you, Milty. This might be the most challenging race of your little mini comeback here.
Yeah, the Sportsman setup was much more predictable. Not as fast. For me, I just need to make sure that I get these tires warmed up, and this is a long race, so got a pretty good qualifying spot, even though I kind of blew my second lap. But
Well, we got a little mini battle brewing here at the lead. Sam on the outside, Nicole on the inside as they run down the backstretch. Nicole keeping the preferred line here. Sam on the outside, gonna have to stay in that gray zone, which is very dicey here with the setup early on. Keeping it off the wall, and he just brushes it.
oh, Doug hit the wall there.
Yeah, and so
Hard
did
lick
Sam.
for my
So,
teammate.
that's one of the features of Charlotte, Milty. Exit of turn 4, it's a widowmaker.
Absolutely.
It's wrecked a lot of cars over the years, and man, you just carry so much speed out of that turn. You just want to keep that foot down.
And then you got the draft too, which is, you can't simulate that in practice. So you get these cars lined up. Not to mention, if you're not used to the Pro Cup setup, these are either DMP derivatives and they're all custom made by, most of them are made originally by DMP or the great Slim Jim Gately.
Yeah, I know Matt Watkins, of course, has a lot of hands in
Matt,
setup.
yeah.
Kevin Lewis.
Guy into the wall.
Yeah, and we're gonna hopefully see a little less of that because we don't want any cars dropping out here. But yeah, a couple wall brushes here. Sam has one, Doug has one, now Guy has one. It's almost
You just
a
don't
Darlington
want
stripe
damage,
almost here.
Just want to take it easy and.
Yeah, keep your equipment clean here. We're only on lap 7 of 140, Milty. A lot of time for racing hard much further down the road. Right now we got Nicole having the lead. Sam in second. Mark Descenza third. Mark all over the back bumper of Sammy. And he's going to make a move to the inside now. And they're side by side. Man, Sam is so good on the outside. But Mark with that preferred line is going to get around him. Wasn't easy though. Robert Bokum back and forth. Troy Higgins fifth.
Almost impossible to beat the 6 on a short run these days. He's just an absolute stud.
And we're seeing a little more bunching up here toward the back of the field, Milty. 69, of course, has maybe a little damage, so he's come back a little. 151 right behind him. There's Milty and teammate and CEO in the company car. Jim Ray right behind him. That's got to make you feel a little more comfortable seeing Jim Ray behind you.
Well, and Jim is eligible for the chase, so, definitely want to make sure, if we get in a situation, obviously no team orders, but at the same time, we want to make sure we give the boss a chance to compete for the title.
Absolutely.
Which he has 2 of them already.
And of course, Sam also in the chase.
Yeah.
So Team FSB well represented in the chase, Milty. We got to make you another proud moment for the team this season.
Yeah, we have an excellent team, and we're great character and good drivers. A lot of times with sim racing, it comes down to how much time you have to race, and special thanks to Mrs. FSB for giving Jim Wednesday nights to compete with 2 kids.
Yeah, absolutely. I know that he's probably very grateful for that opportunity. And,
yeah.
He's been working his butt off though too, Milty. So let's not forget that.
Yeah, and not to mention she bought him for his birthday a Rusty Wallace Experience, which you can see videos on our FSB forum page. I might have to be quiet here as I'm in a little 5-car battle here.
Yeah, we see that, Milty. Troy Higgins battling Robert Bokum, and actually Troy Higgins, who started the season off on fire with a couple of wins early in the season, then kind of cooled off and made the chase. Now he's back with those wins. He got those bonus points, so he's right where he needs to be right now. And with a top 5, top 3 finish, he's going to be right where he needs to be to start this chase. And as Milty said earlier, he'd like to do really well in this race, not necessarily win it, but you'd like to have a top finish. And then you can manage your opponents from there. And that's what Pro Cup was all about, is you know, just having enough to beat everyone. You don't need to win by 50 points. You need to win by 1 point.
Mm-hmm. Looks like the 69 car is really starting to struggle a little bit.
Yeah,
It's trying to find some grip.
I think as the tires wear down, if you have a little damage, Milky,
And he had a
it's
hard
more
leg.
pronounced.
Guy was more of a scrape in the 151, but 69 hit really hard out of turn 4.
Yeah, we can see it does appear, unfortunately, the car is pushed in a little, Milty. So Doug may have to address that at some point. I'm sure he'd love to do it under caution. Can't really afford to bang on the car too long under green, or you're going to pay the price.
Well, and this is, you know, this is Charlotte here, formerly Lowe's, and before that it was Charlotte. So you got two distinct corners here, a wide sweeping 3 and 4 as we go through there with a tightening exit, and then you got an oblong 1 and 2 here where you come in kind of high, and then it flattens out. Woo!
Whoa, and Doug, a little contact there with the 151. He goes high. He stays off the wall, though.
You see that oblong, kind of almost a straight part there in the center, in the 2/3 mark of that corner. So you really have to know where you're at. You can kind of get mesmerized and forget, am I on 1 or 2 or 3 and 4? But once you're in the corner, you know.
Yeah, and sometimes those big dash lines down the front quad straightaway maybe can be very distracting to the eye.
I'm looking at my tire temperatures
Yeah.
now. I got 223 on the right rear, which is pretty good. 216 on the right front. You don't want to get 228, 230 on the right rear, because that's when it starts to really get loose on you. You want to manage that tire temperature, definitely.
Absolutely. And Robert Bokum, of course, Milty, we all know, is a tire saving guru. And he was right up with the leaders for several laps. Then I think he immediately went into his saving mode. And you know how good he does that. And there you are, just a couple cars behind him. So I think you found the guy including Guy there, to just hang with until this first stop. And what are we looking at stops, Milty? 32, 33, 34 laps?
Yeah, you may even go anywhere from 28, 29 to 34, but probably 30 to 32 is probably what you're going to see, because to make green flag here, you got to go to make 140 laps, you got to go 34, I believe.
Yeah, that's a lot of laps.
Free.
So, and Mark DeSenza made a nice move there as we were chatting, and he's taken the lead away from Nicole. So Boca Motorsports teammates there swapping the lead. Sam
Robert's
Young's
really
still right there.
it up here. He's purposely taking it easy, and that's obviously something to look at.
Absolutely. That number 34 is not easy to get to at Charlotte, especially over and over on multiple green flag runs. It becomes really a management. You really got to concentrate every lap to maximize and hit that number. It's very easy to just do about 30 and want to come in, but you can't do that if you want to make that one less stop.
Plus, it's so easy to get excited and push a little hard, especially after you. It's one thing to make the first run like that. It's another thing to do the second and third and fourth runs, because especially if you fall back a little bit.
Well, we're watching a pack of 4 at the front. Mark DeSenza, Nicole Johnson, Sam Young, and there's Troy Higgins, top 4. And then the gap back to Robert Bokum leading the second pack. Robert, Guy Petra, there's Milty right behind Guy. Now Steve Weber latching onto the back of Milty's car. Jim Ray giving up a position. But Jim's right there, right behind. And there's Ken Ron trying to join the party. Little further back is Doug now, who, like you said, Milty, is really starting to pay the price for the damage, I believe. And he's fallen back, as has Pops. But everyone's still green, everyone's still clean for the most part. Little damage maybe on a couple cars.
Whoa. Was going to take a look at the 151 there, but he wasn't having none of that.
And now we see Sammy has slipped back to fourth and in danger of losing this pack of three with Troy Higgins in third now. Robert Bokum, Guy Petra right there. And there's Milty again. Steve Weber, boss man right behind Webb. See these bright lights all around the Charlotte, Milty. Any distraction from those bright lights that we can see on the broadcast?
Not really. You're so focused on what you're doing. Whoa, boy. Spotter says clear. And we got the 151 there.
Yes, and Milty makes the pass, and that really scrambles things behind as well. Jim Ray taking a look. Not to be Steve Weber right behind. So there's another swap of position. Ken Ron now is coming up.
6 is pitting.
Okay, so we got our first pit stops coming at lap 27. That's extremely early.
Oh, smoke.
Yeah, and Nicole also pitting with the 6. So the 6 and the 5 are both in. So Boca Motorsports strategic move, probably orchestrated by the boss man. And Robert Bokum splitting the team up as he usually does. Troy Higgins and Bokum still out.
98 is pitting.
Sammy now coming in as well. We're following Nicole and Mark down pit lane. They hit their marks. Nice and clean. As we bring up our running order here.
Whew, this is intense. Well, we tried to early pit at 27 Monday night, and it bit us, so we're going to try something different here.
Now the leader is Troy Higgins, who has a nice, comfortable 2.4 second lead over Robert Bokum. And now in third place, that 0 car is up into the top 5 of the race, Milty. So you're doing what you need to do here. Lap 29, still several laps to go if you want to hit the magic number. And again, following the right guy, that's that 18 car. If someone knows how to get 34 laps in Charlotte, it's Robert Bokum.
Yeah, we got plenty on fuel here. Tires feel good. I think we saved enough. We're, you know, as long as it stays green, we're going to lose track position, but this is a long race. So.
And it looks like the 19 of Troy Higgins is in. He gives up the lead. That gives it to Robert Bokum. Milty up to second. Guy Petra third. Bossman fourth. Steve Weber fifth.
Now you got to watch these cars when they come out, because
you
get used to a certain pace, and then all of a sudden you come out, and that first lap is looser than which is behind.
Not that which is behind is it loose, but we get the picture. But and also speeds, Milty. Once you do get up to speed, there can be quite a significant difference in lap times.
Oh, definitely.
As we see, average speed of the race will be over 178 miles an hour.
Oh boy!
Jim Ray getting a little loose there.
Yeah, me too.
And nice and easy as we hit the nearing the end of this green flag window here. Lap 33 as Robert crosses the line. So top
18's
four
been
there.
in this lap.
And Willie, you
So
follow? Are you gonna
I got
follow
a fuel
him in?
warning, so we're gonna pit right now.
Okay, so we have the 18 and the 0 in, and we'll see if the 151 and 96 play the game, or will Guy Petra stay out and lead a lap? Leading a lap important, and now in the chase, Milty, that one bonus point can mean a lot. And hot coming in, hot, Milty, hot.
Might be a little too hot.
Jim Ray right behind him. Pop's also in. Robert Bokum in, Doug in, getting service, and he's getting some repairs done, so he had to bite the bullet here. And it looks like he's getting some repairs done by his crew. Everyone in, good pitting there by Robert Milty. Bossman also with a good pit stop.
I came across about 50 something there. Hope they don't nail me.
We'll find out very shortly as the 96 has completed his service, as the 0 and the 18, so all out together.
We're good.
And good. So the cycle of pit stops will be complete with Guy Petra coming in. And Guy is in getting his service. So first cycle of pit stops is complete at lap 35. So Guy doing what he needed to do as well, Milty. Good job by him as well. And we'll catch up with our leaders. And
Wow, Weber just goes flying by.
we see Doug in danger of going a lap down here. He's battling Mark DeSenza, who
Got smoke.
is our leader.
Tire marks towards the inside there.
Don't see any. Sam Young is in, Milty. So Sam.
I think that must have been him.
Yeah, Sam. But Sam's in pit lane. He already came in for service. I don't know. Something happened to the car, or if he. Let's see what
He
we're
might have
following
brake
him
checked
in.
it. Steve Weber's going after the 18 there, and he makes the pass.
And Sam has retired from the race, so obviously something came up there, forcing Sam to come down pit road. Yeah, as we see, Webb getting by Robert Bokum, and now really putting some distance on him as well. But a big gap here has developed in the running order. The 6 of Mark DeSenza and the
Yes.
5 of Nicole Johnson have run away with it, but they
With
pitted
7
very
lap
early.
pit difference, yeah, that's gonna happen. Bokum is just asking me to get by him, but I don't think so. I like where he ends up, and that's usually in first place.
He's usually following the broadcast, so Milty, just tell him, Robert, I'll stay right behind you, brother.
I think I'm gonna do that.
And
let
of course,
him pace me here a little
of course,
bit.
you have the 96 Milty right there with you as the 303. So we got 2 Bokum and 2 FSB drivers running in a nice group here, and I think you're in great position, Milty. You did the necessary fuel run, so the 6 and the 5 are going to have to reckon with that at some point in this race.
Absolutely.
And again, never a bad idea to follow the 18 car. Never. And so Steve is trying to bridge this gap here between the Bokum group and the DeSenza leading group.
He wants me to go by because he knows when I do that, I start to push hard, and he'll gobble me up later. Well, this time I'm not doing it.
So a little gamesmanship going on here in the
Absolutely.
mid-pack of this race here. Robert Bokum with an agenda, but Milty not playing the game. So we'll see how that
He
plays
races
out
to
here.
win, and that's it. So we're gonna live and die in LA here, as the movie goes.
Or live and die in CHA.
There you go.
Of course, we're here at the what would you call it? The birthplace of NASCAR, the home
This is
turf
the
of
home track,
NASCAR.
definitely.
The Hall of Fame is here. Some of the greatest races in NASCAR history have been run here, Milty. The famous Passing the Grass by Dale Earnhardt in the Winston All-Star race, of course, on Bill Elliott. It's just some awesome stuff that we've seen here at this track. So Mark DeSenza is our leader, and Nicole has fallen back. Mark is really on a rail right now. But again, with that early pit stop, he's going to have to now go into a really long-term mode. I would fully expect Mark, if he's expecting to maybe try to lap the entire field with short pitting the whole race, it'd be interesting strategy. Maybe it can be done. I don't know.
Yeah, it could. That's just crept into my mind, but I think we laid our bed here, and
It's crept into my mind
I got
too,
my
Milty.
teammate with me, so
And
I think he's on the same page also.
And the reason that it's crept into my mind as well is that he has about a half a lap lead on his main competitors. And if he can do that again in the next stop, he would be a full lap ahead already. So might need to pick up the pace a bit here as we hit lap 45. He went in at 27. So if he's on a short strategy, we might see him around 54. Uh-oh.
Guy pitcher put me in the wall there.
And guy spins, and Ken Ron hard into the wall.
Obviously not on purpose.
The green is still out, though, here.
Yeah, I'm sure we got a little damage on that. Let me take a look. Yep, we have damage. Oh, yeah, he's sorry. And I will type back, no problem.
But, yeah, this obviously changes things now. However, no caution, which really would have helped right there.
Yeah, especially since he spun there, but that was in the drivers' meeting before the race. They told us cautions were probably not going to come. That's going to definitely hurt Jim Ray too, because he's racing for a championship here, and the 303 behind him.
Yeah, now the lap time ahead of leader is starting to become a concern. Ken Ron into the pits a little sloppily there, but he does have some major damage. I think he hit.
Guy pitcher has retired.
Yeah, so a shame to see that too, because
yeah, he definitely didn't mean that.
No, he didn't.
As
and
clean
also,
as they come, just
it happens. It happens. But we see that.
And you never know, because from my cockpit I see one thing, so you'll have to look at the replay and see for sure, because sometimes you see things from the cockpit, and but it looked like he pushed up into me there.
Yeah, looking at the car, we do see some scrape of the paint, Milty. Doesn't look like it's pushed in though, but we do see some mark on the right side of the car there, so doesn't look too bad.
Yeah, it's not driving too bad, and I've got to push a little, but I'm going to try to come back up here, and Robert's doing what he's doing, which is saving fuel and tires.
Yeah, if you could somehow hook back up with him, that would really be almost something I think you might have to do now.
It might help him too. He is racing for a championship, and I'm not. So
absolutely,
so he's got to do what he's got to do. But
Jim Ray now in danger of going a lap down as we see Mark DeSenza closing in from behind. So yeah, this little contact here has really scrambled things up. Guy Petra retiring, Jim Ray getting kind of knocked backwards, Milty with a little damage, and it's put Jim in danger of going a lap down here. Jim showing in the 8th position. lap 51. If Mark was on his same
Whoa,
strategy,
boy. Robert, looked like Robert really got out of it there.
yeah, we see that you've closed right up on the
He
back
might,
bumper, Milty.
he might have got just a little distracted there. It's so easy. All it takes is one wrong corner, one wrong entry. We're going to do what we've been doing, and that's follow him. Of course, when we pit, we're going to have to fix a little damage or not. So that's the next step we got to think about is, you know, obviously with a green flag run, you probably, in a green flag race, you probably want to fix the damage, but you know, how much time will I lose, and will I lose my draft buddy, or you know?
Yeah,
Eventually, he's going to have to get to going, you know.
yeah. Obviously, fixing damage under green is something you hope that once they change the right side tires, Milty, and come around to the left sides, that they start beating on it right there. And if it's not too bad, they can finish it repairs before the other two tires get finished, and you're good to go with no time loss.
Well, Ken Ron's going to want to probably try to get by us,
Yeah,
and then hope for a caution.
Of course, Ken with into the pits lost
if he
the
gets
lap,
a run, we're going to let him do that.
Does have new tires.
Absolutely. Depends on, see, so you got Nicole pitting already. We got to be somewhere around.
Yeah, we're at lap 54, so she's
54,
on.
yeah.
She went in 27. Now she's in on 54. Jim Ray through the grass into down the front straight. So Jim's struggling just a little here now. I don't know if.
Yeah, me and Robert are probably looking at lap 68. So.
We see Mark DeSenza has stayed out though now, Milty, so he is not on the short strategy for this run, and he's completing another lap. So he's up to 29 laps now on his run. But he has a 3.5 second lead over Troy Higgins, 11 seconds over Steve Weber, 18 seconds, well, Nicole, of course, pitting. And then there's Robert Bokum and Milty, 21 seconds back. So I think you did okay on this run. You'll stay out ahead of Mark. I think you'll have to pit before he can run you down, Milty, so that's good. That will cycle you back and give you that room that you need again.
I think at this point, I've got to turn my damage off and try to stay with Robert Bokum.
Well, as I would maybe advise you, Milty, leave as you come into the pits. I would bring up that damage screen that says yes.
And then turn it off. Yeah.
And then watch it as they're doing the tire changes, and if it changes to no, then you know they finished repairs. If they don't, then you can just punch the space bar real quick and it will shut it off and you'll be out of there.
Yeah, it wasn't a hard lick.
No, so you might get a few bangs on it at least.
Is pretty hard.
Yeah, but if you can even get a few bangs on it, a little fix is better than no fix at all.
Absolutely.
So that's what I would do. Nicole has pitted and come out right ahead of Mark.
DeSenza is pitting.
So there goes Mark DeSenza pitting at lap 60. So Mark going, what is that, 33 laps this time, Milty. Gonna come back now to Troy Higgins, who will assume the race lead if he stays out, which I believe he is. And we see Mark coming down pit lane. So our leader has given up first position. Coming down on lap 60, Milty, you're looking at about lap 68 with Robert Bokum, or when Robert signals, I'm certain that you'll just be going down with him. So let Robert do the thinking for you.
Yeah, you might even want to go a couple more, because 68 and 68 will be 134. So at some point we might need to go like 36 maybe. Get from here on out to get a couple more. So we might need to go to lap 70, and then that'll split it absolutely in half. Then the next time you can go 34 and then 36.
Yeah, so we'll see what Robert is thinking as well.
He's probably,
Uh,
I'm sure he's all over it.
we're on lap 61. The leader is now Steve Weber. Troy Higgins has gone into the pit.
Weber is pitting.
And now he's going to give up the lead, and that's going to give it over to Robert Bokum. As we see Webb coming down pit lane. Troy Higgins coming out of pit lane. Jim Ray has unlapped himself right now, so that's some good news. Nicole is still showing 1 lap down. Robert Bokum showing our leader 0 second. So that you are the
Yeah, Kim Ron needs to get by us. He's a lap down car, so he doesn't want to be a factor. But it looks like Robert was probably signaling him. Come on, dude, we're going by. We're on a schedule here.
and Ken does go around. Of course, Ken is showing 2 laps down,
Well,
having to do that
there's
flag
one there.
stop early on with the damage. Lap 63, Robert Bokum leading, Milty second. Pops in third. So Pops, who pitted with you guys, he was just a little behind you guys. But Pops is doing a great job here, Milty. He's up to third, and he's only 5 seconds behind you guys. As Nicole goes around. And that will put her on the lead lap. So we have now 8 cars on the lead lap. There we see Pops coming out of the turn as you guys getting into the next turn. So Pops about a straightaway behind you guys.
Looks like he's signaling to pit.
So good runs here.
69 is pitting.
4. Yeah, Doug Tevick showing about 14 seconds behind you guys. He's gone in, and that would leave the only 2 cars who haven't pitted, Milty. The 18 and the 0.
Well, this is, you look at this situation now here, and you multiply it times 2, and it could be, without a caution. This is what we want to see. We got a fuel warning here.
All right, so we're on lap 66. Robert Bokum.
Showing 3 laps for me.
Robert Bokum does not signal the pitting yet.
We need 70, but
doesn't look like that's going to happen.
He might be clutching a little bit. We might have to do a little clutch in the next run here.
You see Mark DeSenza now up to third, and he is 7. It's a little under 18 seconds behind you guys.
Fuel pressure gauge down to 6 pounds.
Robert Bokum, still no indication. We hit lap 67.
Definitely gonna have to pit next lap.
You got squeeze as much as you could out of it, Milty. That's all you can do.
I probably should have been doing a little clutch in there, but following him, I thought we'd be okay. Yeah, and he is pitting too, so
Okay,
here we go.
So this will be the final 2 cars to pit here. And there we see Milty going down pit lane. Robert Bokum locking him up. Milty locking him up. That will give the lead back up to Mark DeSenza, Troy Higgins,
boy,
Nicole Johnson.
Came in hot again.
Got that foot on the brake. That's what matters. And there we see now we can get a better look at the outside of the car, and we can see the 0 on the door of the car. It does have some marks through it from the scrape of the wall, Milty. Robert Bokum out and away, Milty out and away. Now we see that there are no more scrapes on the outside of the car.
Yellow's out.
And the caution is out as they finalize their pit stop. So let's see what happens here. This could be big here, Milty.
Oh boy, that pace car scared the crap out of me. They did just like you said, Greg. They beat on it a little bit. We got cars slowing down here. Not sure what we're supposed to do right now.
Well, you have not taken the caution yet, Milty. So I think
So I'm gonna try.
you need to
I
go
need to.
around and take that caution in as good a position as possible. Neither
Yeah,
is
there we
Robert
go.
Bokum, so you need to, yeah, just follow
Yeah,
Robert around. But you're not taking a caution. We're
yeah.
on lap
Jim Ray
70.
didn't know what to do there, I think, but I gave him a little love tap there. No harm, no foul. Okay, got to go back to F2 here, and Robert will pick up the pace car.
Yeah, we'll see. Once everyone comes around here and resets, we see Robert 7 seconds behind the leader. So, uh, perfect timing, Milty, for that caution for you. I think this is really going to benefit you now, as there might be some cars Mark might pit here to do that 50-50 run with you guys.
Now, what do? We just got tires. We can almost make it now with one more pit stop by clutching and staying out. I think I'm going to do what Robert's going to do here. If the leaders pit, we will assume the lead, but we'll still have to run on our same plan of not real fast, you know. So we're looking at we're at lap 70 right now, lap 71. So let's see what Robert does here.
Robert looks like he will
pit. I think that's probably right, because I don't think we could make it. I'm going to let him fix the rest of the damage this time and not lose. I'll go to the back, but of the lap cars, but this is the best time to fix it.
And we see a host of cars in, the 18 in, the 0 in, the 99 in, 96 of Jim Ray, showing 2 laps down though. 303 Ken Ron showing 1 lap down. Pop's also showing a lap down.
Yeah, apology from Jim there. He was a little confused there and didn't mean to get in my way. And oh, they're beating it up pretty good. So we had some pretty significant damage. The best time to fix it is now.
Absolutely, and we see the car, it does look better now, Milty. So hopefully that gives you that extra speed again. And let's face it, Milty, that damage could have contributed to the gas mileage.
Absolutely. And we're still in the same boat. We can't, even with a straight car, our strategy had to be fuel mileage, and it still is, because we're still in a situation where I don't think the fast guys are going to be able to make it unless they slow down, you know. But they can. They know how to do it. So
yeah,
we'll see.
We saw Mark pit on lap
Jim Ray
60.
back in the pits. He is a lap down, looks like.
Yes, he is, but he will start with fresh tires on cars with old tires, so that might be an advantage for the lap down cars here, especially the 303 and 99, 1 lap down. That could be a big factor there, Milton.
If Robert keeps running the same pace he does, and we're looking at lap 73, so that's going to be, and when we start, it's going to be 66. It's still going to be a 33, 32 lap window if it stays green. We're still in a fuel conservation mode, because we barely made 34 there, and neither did he. So he wasn't. If he was clutching, he wasn't doing it much.
Yeah. So also, let's keep in mind, Mark DeSenza has about 13 laps on these tires and fuel.
Oh, he did not pit?
No, Mark DeCenza not pitting, Nicole not pitting, Troy Higgins not pitting.
That makes our situation look a lot better here.
The 83 is Steve Weber not pitting, I believe.
With a small field
I have
like
to check
this.
on Webb, but I'm certain that the 6 and the 5 and the 19 did not pit. So Mark DeCenza on older tires, Nicole's on older tires. The cars down below are new tires. So let's see if these lap down cars can get back their laps. Green flag's out.
I do not expect Robert to do anything but the same that he did before.
You see Ken has
Pops gets up wide there. I got a terrible start. It looks like Robert's pushing to the front. He wants to hold on there, Melty.
Yeah, just
looks like he wants to put a little
focus on what
pressure.
you gotta do. Do what you gotta do here, Milty. 83 and 18 are battling, and Robert, as you said, has took that position away from Webb. Right ahead of him, Troy Higgins. There's Nicole and Mark DeCenza. Ken Ron did get around Mark, so he's showing now on the tail end of the lead.
I think at 33 laps he can push a little harder. They fixed my damage, but I've got to be a little bit slower than I was, which was probably we're catching the draft here, so.
Yeah, you'd really like to hook onto these two here, Milty.
Absolutely, yep.
Mark and Nicole trying to do what they did all race, and that's run away from the field.
Yeah,
Troy
their
Higgins,
strategy is set.
Troy Higgins has run a tremendous race tonight. He's been.
He's a fantastic driver.
He certainly is, and being that it's the first race of the chase, he's doing exactly what needs to be done, Milty. Top 3 right now, leaders in sight. If anything goes wrong, he can take advantage of it. He's run better fuel than the leaders as far as strategy. So he's in a really good position. Of course, Robert Webb right there trying to catch the draft of Troy and bring them back up to the front here. There we see Milty and Pops. Pops showing a lap down. Jim Ray showing 2 laps down.
So we need to make it to about 107. Course, 106, 107 to make it. Maybe 105 you can clutch. It might lose too much time doing that.
Yeah, I think
right now we got to kind of go.
Yeah, we see that Robert's really, I believe, making an effort now to catch this lead pack here. He's really pressing it. Does appear they are closing in on Troy Higgins in third. And as Robert gets closer to Troy, he's going to catch that draft, and that will help him even more. You see, Milty, it looks like you have made some inroads there with the 2, staying in Webb's draft there.
Mm-hmm.
It's a veteran move by the Zero car. He hasn't won 5 Pro Cups, 100+ races for not knowing how to draft.
Yeah, well, actually, 40 or 41 Pro Cup races, 2 championships. Who's counting? Pro Cup is hard to win. This is the big daddy of them all. Woo, got a little loose there. It's like playing basketball or something, though. You got to be in shape. You got to be dialed in. Would have liked to see the bigger field. A lot of cars that were out of the chase elected not to show, which is kind of a shame.
And now we're riding with you, Milty, and tell us a little about this track. And have you felt any changes from the beginning of the race to now about the track?
Car feels car's about the same. It just doesn't seem to have the oomph, you know. Coming into turn 3 here, you got to kind of stay low. Make sure you don't push out.
Right up
and
against
save
the
your
wall.
tires. Right up against the wall. Right up against the wall here. Come in kind of high and then arc down. And then it flattens out right here. You can actually get on it sooner than you think. Because
Dip
you get
there.
that extra banking right there after the dip. Which really helps the car turn. Here you got to get off earlier and stay out of the gas until about 2/3. And then you can pick up the throttle, bring it right back up to the wall.
So we're running some nice lap times there. 29.6, 29.7. Decent lap times.
Try not to push too hard. It's with these guys ahead of me here. They're at 1.0, so I know I'm still in their draft. They get to 1.5 and above, then I start losing some time here.
And we see 187 miles an hour getting into turn 3 there.
Yeah, and that's probably a couple miles an hour slower than I was going. So we're about 189 or 90. Of course, I'm a little bit out of the draft here too, so it's not all the damage.
Yeah.
Oh, we got some smoke. We got a car around.
And Nicole is around, and wow, Milky, that was crazy right there.
Well, first thing you do is you hit the brakes. See smoke, hit the brakes. Now we're racing back to the caution. That's something we preach all the time in this league is you can't do the days of thunder. I was also very lucky there, but
Wow, and
Robert,
that's really
great
shaking.
save by Robert.
That's really shaking things up here, and we're gonna have to take another look at that.
As soon as I saw that smoke, I started slowing down. Then when I saw the cars going around, you got to get hard on the brakes and make sure you got some kind of lane, but you can't do it if you don't get the car wound up, because at 190, you make one turn, you're going around.
And we're watching it again, and Nicole just got the car loose on her own up into the outside wall, barely brushed it. But then Robert, oh wow, and Robert took a ride with Weber, it looked like there.
Yeah, that was a great save by both those guys. They should be dead now.
Yeah, let's take another look at Robert Bokum doing some fancy
I missed
wheel
my
work
stall
here.
a little bit.
We see Nicole spinning right in
All
front
right,
of
I'll
Robert.
be behind these three anyway,
Webb-
or two anyway.
Webb got into
Good
the
job
outside.
by the pit crew here, though.
Yeah, Webb got into the outside wall there trying to avoid Robert, came back down, bumped Robert, forced him down to the inside, but Robert saved it. May have lost
Not bad, not bad.
a little position, but wow. Could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, that was a great save by both those cars.
Yeah, I think Webb
Not sure what they saw because there was smoke, so I didn't see it.
Yeah, it's possible Webb might have a little damage. He did hit the outside wall. So we'll see about that. Bokum may also have slight damage. I don't think the contact with Webb was too significant, though. And looking at the car here, it looks pretty clean and shiny on the outside there. So I think he's okay.
Well, he's got collision centers to fix it for him.
Yeah, that's true. But right now he's drinking some Rockstar and trying to focus on the final leg of this race, Milty, lap 87. So we're what 12.
Well, now our strategy
52
changes
laps,
here.
53 laps here, Milty.
So we got to drive hard now because saving fuel is not really going to help us anymore.
Well, plus you don't need to. You can drive as hard as you want now. Whenever you pit, you'll be in the window.
Yeah, so we're looking at 25, 26 is probably, 27 is our...
Yeah, I'd say lap 107 is 106 is when you want to be thinking of pitting.
thing is, we've already seen that we don't really have the speed to match these cars. So, but we'll try like hell. But we're not good on restarts. We're not good getting going, but we've been pretty consistent. So,
Well, you're, I think, right where you need to be, though, Milty. The track position is there for you in fourth.
yep.
Troy right ahead of you in third. Mark DeSenza second. Robert Bokum is our leader. Webb right behind you. In fifth place, Ken Ron got his lap back, Milty. He's in sixth, so new life for Ken Ron. Nicole back to seventh. Definitely had some damage there. Looks like she did repair it, so maybe she'll be okay.
Yeah. What
Had a
about the
really fast car.
83? He might have dodged a bullet there.
Yeah, the 83 and the 18 really could have been a lot worse. They could have wrecked both. Easily could have wrecked out of this race from that. And neither did, and that's just because they're pros. If that was a FSB wreck, I think we would have saw some cars on the record.
Well, you kids at home, that's what you do. You hit the brakes.
Lights off on the pace car. Gonna go back green at lap 90. So that puts us 51 laps to go in this race.
I'd like to throw a shout out to my sponsor, Budweiser. However, we still got a long way to go, and I know as soon as this broadcast is over, I'm going to be running to the little boys' room.
Budweiser.
the king of beers.
Yes, it is, Milty. Of course, from my Colorado days, Milty, Coors did rub off on me a little, so.
Yeah, that's good beer.
I don't.
My
mind.
dad used to sling it, back east.
Yeah.
At the races before it was legal.
Yeah, I'm an old school beer drinker. I'll admit it. I like Coors. I like Bud. I don't like Fortune beers as much. Fortune.
Yeah. Got a tweet there from Twitter there in the 19. He said, "Game on," but I don't know if I have nothing for these guys.
And Jim Ray coming up to the inside. Of course, Jim showing
spun the tires
a couple laps
bit.
down there. Green flag out. Robert Bokum is our leader. Mark DeSenza has had a rocket ship of a car all night long, second. Troy Higgins third. Milty fourth. Steve Webber fifth.
Something happened to the boss there, or he just let everybody by. I'm not sure. Because he came up hard, and then all of a sudden, woo, hold on here.
Focus on the task at hand, Milty. I'll do the talking. Robert Bokum first. Mark right on his bumper. Troy and Milty third and fourth. Webb and Nicole right behind Milty there. Nicole's car looks to be pretty good again, and she's lost the track position, and she's going to be driving very hard behind you, I think, here, Milty.
I think it's going to be hard to keep her off, and I don't know if it'd be smart to.
But it does appear that your pack is closing in on the leaders here.
Webb takes a look there. Punked me a little bit. What a pro does. But then he goes way wide.
He's carrying some speed there. Nicole right behind him, chomping at the bit. I know he wants to get around. She's probably very upset with spinning the car there when she's really had a great car all night long. Mark and her have probably the two best cars all night. Now Webb taking a look on the inside. Oh, and there's hard contact. And Nicole hard into the
Gotta
wall.
be patient. Yep. And you gotta let these tires come in, not just to not crash, but also for their longevity. Obviously, we're gonna have to get 4 here again.
Yeah, Robert takes the caution. Actually, Mark DeSenza is our leader. Robert second, Troy third, Milty fourth, Webb fifth. The 5 is retired. That was a hard. Did I say it was a hard
Tough
hit,
luck
Milty?
for her.
Man, got to the outside of Webb. Webb pushed up just so slightly in the turn, but that door-to-door contact for the outside person, Milty, you know what happens. The outside person always loses that battle.
Bam!
As you said, maybe a little more patience would have paid off there. But everyone coming in, or top 4 coming in, Steve Weber stays out, so Webb's gonna at least lead a lap. And Milty, as we said, Chasers leading 1 lap is
Yeah, it's not
very
going to hurt
important.
him that much either. Yeah, that's a point.
Absolutely, and 6 races, if you get 1 point a race, that's 6 positions of bonus points, and that's a lot of positions in Pro Cup.
Woo, boy, I tell you what, it's hard to get around a car like that. When a car pits right in front of you like that, you got to really focus on your marks.
Mark descends out and away, Robert Bokum out and away,
Nice job
Milty
on
out
my
and
crew.
away. And, oh, looks like Troy just nipped you at the line there, but great pit stops by all 4 cars.
Yeah, really good by the FSB team there. That was probably my best entry going around the car of the year. It's very difficult. I usually am a little more tentative, but
So the Budweiser Extends team extending for Milty
oh
there.
yeah.
And they're pumped up, Milty. They banged out some damage. They see you in 4th position, battling the leaders, battling the great Robert Bokum. They're pumped up right now, I think, the crew there.
Yeah, and Troy Higgins too. As far as I know, I don't know his situation there, but I think he was being kind of like me, being a little, just trying to stay with the draft there. But you know, then again, these guys are so good that I'm just barely hanging on to them. You know.
Well, of course, Troy firmly implanted in the chase, Milty, with his 2 wins. Just a few points behind Robert Bokum as we went to this race. So, yes, Troy's looking for a win. If he can't win, he wants to be 2nd or 3rd, and right now he's accomplished that, and he's been up there all night long.
There's nothing like any championship you win in this league, or any league for that matter, to win a championship or even win a race. Like we talked to Ken Soska after his FSB Cup, or actually his, what was that?
FSB
yeah,
Cup.
FSB Cup win, and he was so excited. He hadn't won an organized sim race, in about 4 years, and when you see the talent of a driver like that, and we see him on Friday nights run well in our broadcast, and you wonder, you don't wonder, you realize the talent level in this league is pretty darn good.
Yeah, and I think, again, a prompting by the league, and of course Jim Ray leading the way as usual, to change the name, Milty. It was called the Rookie Cup. And after, I think, watching the racing, especially lately, these last few seasons, it's not a rookie league.
Well, Jim has always had vision that I never could have. We were he is the founder, owner, operator, and I'm one of the original members and co-founders. But thank God for him and his vision, because he kind of sees things I don't see. And to me, being called a rookie wasn't that big of a deal. But I see the big picture, just like he said. It was rookies back when the league was infant, and now these days you get new drivers in. They're experienced sim racers,
Absolutely.
like the young man Isaac. That's
Isaac
candidate.
Johnson, Ken Hansen came in, and he's won a Winston Cup race.
They're not rookies.
No, they're not rookies by any means, and hence the name change. And when you watch an FSB Cup race, while there may be differences in the racing than you would see here tonight, I think you see a lot more battles for position, because there's a little less patience in the FSB division. There's a little more urgency.
And the bigger fields too.
Yeah, and a 20-car field.
Yep.
So, yeah, there's a little different stuff. And like you said, most guys are not rookies in the true sense of the word. They may be new to the league, but they're certainly not new to the game. And some of them are champions from other leagues. So, you know, when you show up for an FSB Cup race, it's not like saying, "Oh, I'll just drive around and I'll win the race." That's not going to happen. And it's not going to happen here either, that's for sure, with Robert Bokum in the lead, taking the green at lap 97. So 44 laps remaining. Still too much. Still one more stop for everyone. What's Robert's strategy, you think, here, Milty? Is he going to go out hard now?
He's going to lead now.
And it looks like he is. He's stretched out a little from Mark DeCenza. Going into turn 3. Troy and Milty following each other. I think Milty taking a little look here on the inside down the front stretch. And aggressive move there by the 0 car, and he'll take the position.
Whoa, got loose.
A little loose. We saw a little happy dance there in the middle of the turn. But held on to it. Made the pass. Troy Higgins now making a look on the inside. The race in here maybe losing the leaders. See if we can stay in line for a bit here. Steve Weber, very interested spectator, right behind you two. Ken Ron right there. Pops is just a lap down, so he'll need something to happen to get him back on the lead lap. But Ken Ron on the lead lap. Right behind Steve Weber and Troy Higgins, Milton in third, Mark DeCenza, Robert Bokum, our top 2. Trying to pull away here from the field. Can these 5 cars run down 2 cars? My answer is yes, they can if they stay in line. And of course, Troy Higgins here, all the incentive in the world to work together to get back up to the front, because again, both of the drivers that are in the lead from him in this race are people he's literally chasing in the chase. So if he can draft his way back up to the front here, I think he should certainly do it. Is trying to get around you there, Milty. Still not happening just yet.
Yeah, I overdrove it in a little bit in the 3. Got to keep it down lower. That's better.
So we see the Budweiser FSB
But he's
Extend
good,
Chevrolet
so.
battling away with the Twitter ride of Troy Higgins. Steve Weber latching on to these 2. Webb has been there all night long too. He's run a great race, Milty.
Absolutely.
Robert Bokum has kept Mark DeCenza behind him. I don't know if this is team orders here. Robert says there are no team orders.
They don't do that.
Mark has really had a rocket ship all night.
Especially with everything
36 laps to go.
Equal now. I know Mark DeCenza is not going to try to. He's going to race for a championship.
Yeah, we see he gets very high exiting turn 2 there, Milty. He's squeezing everything he can out of his car.
Right. Troy almost had me there.
And then,
that's good racing, though. He didn't have quite a nose on me, so I think he's got a better car. It's just a matter of time, but we'll see. Got to fight.
Well, you can't win unless you stay in third.
Yep.
And Robert Bokum, Mark DeCenza, about a 2-second spread back to the pack here, led by Milty, Troy Higgins, Steve Weber, Ken Ron. That's third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. So that's going to decide this race, these 6 cars. So Robert flipped the switch now, Milty, and he's in overdrive mode. And boy, he can drive the car easy and he can drive the car hard. Mark DeCenza seems content right now to just drive behind Robert Bokum.
Nice pass.
Troy side
That's
by
how
side
it's
with
done
Milty.
right there, folks.
Goes to the inside, makes the move.
And he says thank you at the same time. There's no way I can do that. I'd crash this boat.
Yeah, Troy showing off a little there. His one-handed driving skill.
Feels like my car's a little tight out of 3 and 4. Don't know if it's a car or my driving. Could be a little of both, but
Well, Milty, we're at the magic number of lap 108. 33 laps remaining right now. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking I'm going to do what the rest of these guys are going to do,
So
which is pitting early is, at this point, is not going to help me at all. I think they're faster anyway.
Well, the advantage.
The damage is showing up here, definitely.
There is some plus and minuses of early pitting here. A plus is you take less fuel, so your pit stop is
That's called
faster.
the over and under, folks.
That's an over
Webb,
under.
nice pass there, but he pushed up.
And Milty reassumes his position.
He ain't done yet, though.
Now, Webb's had a great car all night. It's been fast, and it's been in the top 5, and that's where he wants to be. And Troy Higgins has a great car tonight, and he's really pulled away from you, Milty, and he's closing in, actually, on these leaders. So Troy Higgins might have the best car right now. Again, Mark DeSenza content to ride behind Robert Bokum, it appears.
Yeah, he was patient, and he didn't get too excited when I got around him when he got a little loose there.
So again, the pluses of pitting early, you take a little less fuel. Maybe you can get away with 2 tires if you were
we're at
gentle.
1 can now, so.
Of course, taking 1 can will get you out of the pits and back into the race faster than someone taking a can and a half or 2 cans. So that is an advantage of pitting early. And maybe, again, if you could take 2 tires, that could be an advantage. Of course, staying out, you get a smaller window where you can really race hard.
18 showing is what I got.
Right.
So that's like 10, 11 lap difference. That's still, even if that's still going to go be 10, 11 extra laps on my left side tires. It's doable, but they will be done.
Doable. It is doable, and if you can gain 5, 6, 7 seconds of track time, it could be the difference between winning and losing if you're inside that window.
Well, look how fast they are, though. Of course, they got to stop too. So what are they gonna do?
That's right. Right now, leaders are 2 seconds ahead of Troy Higgins in 3rd, 4 seconds over Milty and Webb in 4th and 5th. So still in touch with the leaders. But again, we're on lap now 114.
Troy Higgins is
27
signaling.
laps remaining.
Oh, and he locks him up.
He locks it up there, and that's going to cost him some
it.
time. Yeah, he did make it, but I think he lost a little time there.
Is he going to have to get 2 or 4 now?
Oh, boy. That was a pretty big lockup. I think that did affect the tires a little. So we'll see what he does.
Yeah, my car's getting really tight.
We're going to follow Troy Higgins to see what he decides on this pit stop. This is a critical pit stop for him.
Significant left front wear, but it would, if I go 2 tires, it will make the race. The right sides are definitely
Troy Higgins 4-tire
hurting.
change. So Troy Higgins will do a 4-tire change, Milty, and he's the first of our lead 6 cars to pit. Robert Bokum still leading.
Yeah, I'm going to pit now and 4 tires. We're going to hope it stays green.
Milty coming in to pit lane.
With this many laps left, I think you got to go with 4. I like what he did there. It's going to force the hands of the leaders. I think they're still way faster than us, but little tentative, but better than sliding to your stall. We get a top 5, we'll be happy in the Pro Cup.
4 tires.
Like a little better.
So 4 tires for Milty. That leaves 4 cars running on the lead lap now. 18, 6, 83, and 303.
Now we got to run the piss out of them best we can.
There goes Troy by you.
Just about the same distance we had there. Bokum is pitting.
Okay,
of course, he's monitoring this, but sure he is probably going to do that anyway.
So Robert Bokum pitting.
See what
lap
he going to do.
20 to go. He's pitting with the
They got such a lead, they can get 4. For them to get 2 now, just put them at a disadvantage. Because they're going to come out in front with 4 tires.
Locked them up crossing the start-finish line, or the timing line there at the beginning of pit lane. Coming down 45 miles an hour, which seems agonizingly slow.
Yeah, after 190, it is.
And then we see tires
this
going on
easy,
Robert
folks.
Bokum, so we'll see.
Make it look easy, but it ain't.
And of course, Robert staying out a little longer, taking a little more fuel. So we'll see how that plays in. He is getting 4 tires, and he's out and away. So Robert Bokum, 4 tires and fuel, and he's gone. Steve Weber in. So
I think they all got to get 4s. It's just too much time. Steve could probably make some time on me and Troy maybe by getting 2.
So Mark DeSenza coming in.
I don't know.
So all lead lap cars have now pitted. Mark DeSenza coming in and very, very fast over the line. Wow, that was a risky move there by Mark DeSenza. Really gunned it across the line, then locked them up hard.
Well, it's the pressure of Pro Cup and FSB Racing to try to...
hopefully that's not a black flag. Boy, that was really fast. He's in. He's getting tires. Let's see. Does he take 2? Does he take 4?
Weber.
Taking 4. So
Cameron,
everyone took 4.
83 coming out.
And we have
just those couple extra laps of them staying out gave me a little gap between those cars for sure.
19 laps remaining right now. Our leader is the 6 car, but he's on pit lane. We'll see where Robert Bokum comes out. And then we see him passing up Mark DeSenza very handily, actually. And Troy Higgins actually going around Mark DeSenza. So Mark DeSenza goes from 2nd to 3rd in this exchange. Troy Higgins up to 2nd.
Mark needed to pit when Robert did. That's going to hurt him. But he will have a couple laps extra fresh tires, so...
We see Troy Higgins 2 seconds behind Robert Bokum. Mark DeSenza 3 seconds behind Robert Bokum. Milty in 4th, 8 seconds behind Robert Bokum. Robert with a wonderful pit stop in 4 tires and fuel, and really put himself in a nice cushion.
There's no smoke and mirrors to winning races in this league. And in the other leagues he races in. He's a real race car driver, and he wasn't as good as he is now when he came, but so we're kind of proud of the level of competition we gave him. Definitely improved his game, but he's definitely on top of his game now.
He certainly is, and boy, he's looking really nice right now. Lap 125.
There was a time when I could compete.
We might start seeing a battle brewing here between 2nd and 3rd place. Troy Higgins 2nd, Mark DeSenza 3rd. That could turn into the best battle on the track, Milty. You really did a nice job with your pit stop, Milty. really pulled out in front of Steve Weber, who was really battling you earlier.
Yeah. I'm very happy with that. Crew was good, no mistakes. You can psych yourself into blowing your race. You have to race the track, race the pit road, race the line, and do your best. When you try to race outside of yourself, that's when you make huge mistakes.
And the 19 and 6 battle may be the best one on the track now. Second and third place, Mark DeSenza shooting down to the inside of the front stretch there. Not really a front stretch to say, it's a double kinked front stretch. You have like a little straightaway, a kink, a straightaway, and then another kink, and then another little straightaway, and then you're into turn one. But Mark makes that pass. Boca Motorsports again, 1-2. Jim Ray coming in the pit lane.
1, 2, 3. Bochum 2 and 3. Troy seemed to be more like me, where he takes a little more time to get to going. So at 0.5 there, he could still maybe come back on Mark. But I don't know. Mark DeSenza is one of the fastest guys I've ever seen. So.
Yeah, and Mark's car is now showing that speed, and he's very fast right now.
And I'm sure he's a little perturbed with, getting beat by his team boss again on pit road.
And it seems that Robert Bochum and Mark DeSenza are running nearly identical lap times right now, and for Mark DeSenza, that's not going to get it done. Milty there with about a 1.8 second lead on Steve Weber, and Ken Ron right behind Steve Weber. Also,
they do have the draft with each other, so
battles.
This thing ain't over yet.
So with 11 laps to go, you'll be getting 10 to go here, Milty. Fourth place.
Got to keep pushing hard, but also got to save a little bit in case they get here.
See Mark DeSenza making some small inroads into that lead of Robert Bochum. It was 2.7, now it's down to 2.52 seconds, so a couple tenths picked up. But with only 9 laps to go, Milty's running out of time.
Spotter says 10, and Weber is in my draft now.
So we may see a battle for fourth before the end of this race, and we'll see how that shakes out. Of course, Steve Weber is in the chase, Milty.
Yeah, my car is definitely tighter than it was earlier in the race. I'm sure from the damage, but if anything, that's a little safer. Or I could be just pushing a little harder, and it's hard to tell. But whenever you get damage, you lose a little bit, but nobody usually comes out of a race clean. Here he comes.
And Steve Weber is making some inroads into that deficit. Just a half second behind. Ken Ron falling back just a little, about 1.7 seconds behind. So we may see a battle for fourth before this race is over. Can the Zero hold off the 83? Troy Higgins running by himself in third. Mark DeSenza running by himself in second. That's because Robert Bochum is just running very consistent lap times. He's given up about 0.4 of a second over about 5 laps. So as you can see, he's really matching the speed of Mark DeSenza. It was just not able to narrow the deficit. And as you said, Milty, you can get within inside 1.5 seconds. You may be able to get some benefits of a draft.
Yep.
So back to the 083. This will probably be the only drama on the track as these laps wind down. 5 to go coming up. Webb's had a really strong car all night. Kind of lost the battle of the track position, and he's kind of had a battle with you for the rest of this night, Milty. But good runs for both of you right now. See Robert Bokum now with a 2.4 second lead. We'll check the time as Mark crosses the line here. Back up now to 2.7. So Robert Bokum now has ran a 0.3 of a second faster lap than Mark DeSenza, and I think that will do it for him. Looks like Robert Bokum will be winning this race. With, four laps remaining. Troy Higgins, again, 7 seconds behind, 5 seconds behind. Side by side. Milty holds him off for the moment as the laps are winding down.
We're just way too tight.
And you can see Webb taking that inside line, but this is a very tricky spot when you go in side by side for that inside person. Gotta kind of let off just a bit here. Of course, Webb also with an incident under his belt.
Oh!
And it looked like almost a similar incident that he did with Nicole there. Pushed up a little into you, looked like, Milty.
Yeah, that's what it seemed like. Of course, I didn't give it to him, you know. Of course, it's down to the end of the race, so I had to. I think he's giving it back to me there, which, as usual, is kind of sportsmanship you would expect from him.
Yeah, it looked like a side-by-side race in there, and the
he
car
doesn't need to do that as far as I'm concerned, but I'll take it. I mean, I'm not going to slow down, but yeah, it's hard to execute that pass with the car fighting you on the outside, but
yes, it is.
But that's, you know, what you have to do.
White flag is out.
Won't hurt him too much. He'll get a solid.
He'll get a top 5 finish,
top
which is what he needs to do. Robert
for his
Bokum,
points.
checkered flag. Your winner, Robert Bokum. Mark DeSenza second. Troy Higgins third. We see the 0 coming around, and Milty, 4th place finish. Not too shabby. Steve Weber
Not
5th.
too shabby, yeah.
Kenron 6th. Only 6 cars on the lead lap. 99 1 lap down in 7th. Jim Ray 8th. Nicole with that hard hit in 9th. Doug also had some issues early on, and he'll finish in 10th. But overall, Milty, I give you a good star, man. That was a pretty good, damn good run by you.
Yeah, we still got it, you know.
As Robert Bokum celebrates with a few donuts on the front stretch of Charlotte. Sure, he's very pleased with the way his race worked out, Milty. Right strategy you guys had early on. Cautions kind of changed things up. Of course, the contact that you had early on may have set the tone for the rest of your race as well.
Yeah, I think so, you know, but easy to say, you know. I mean, it's racing, so you gotta, it is what it is, you know. And I know Guy didn't mean to get into me, and neither did Steve, but, you know, we're out here to race, not to play patty cake, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. The drivers
could have easily been the other way around.
I mean,
I gotta go to the little greenhouse, so I'll be right back.
Yeah, as Milty unbuckles from the race here, we can see the official standings. Robert Bokum taking the first win of the chase, so he went in with the most wins, so he had the most bonus points, and he's followed that up with a first chase win, so that's gonna really pay dividends here. Mark DeSenza second, Troy Higgins with a fine run in third. There's Milty in fourth, Steve Weber fifth, as we said. Ken Ron rounding out the lead lap cars. Pops and Bossman seventh and eighth laps down. And then the rest of the cars had to retire. Sam, uh, unknown, I think something must have come up for Sam. He jumped into the pits and retired. Didn't look like he had any game issues, car issues. Of course, Guy Petra with the contact, Doug with the contact, and Nicole also with some contact there. So 12, only 12 cars. Great racing though. Great strategy. Great feel to the race. Long green to start the race. Uh, you saw the strategy play out with Milty and Robert and a few others doing the long runs. Mark DeSenza and Nicole doing the short, fast runs. It was great to see the clash of styles there. Of course, cautions always throw things back into a blender, and there was contact from a few cars that might have hurt their chances of maybe competing at the very front. But in the end, Robert Bochum uh, put his car in the right places at the right time, and another big win for Robert, and a nice. I think he's going to enjoy a nice little points lead here.
Well, and you can at least say that maybe we would have been in position, but then the deal with him and the six, even no damage versus no damage, that's another story. But uh, because, like you said, he lays back and stays cool, and then when it's time to go, he goes.
And we do have updated standings. Milty, Robert Bochum, with the win, is at an 11-point lead over teammate Mark DeSenza, 12 points over teammate Troy Higgins. Steve Weber, 20 points out. Ken Ron, 21. Bossman, 24. Nicole took a hard hit there with retiring from the race, 24 points. Sam, 25. And Guy Petra, 26. Of course, Jeff Hale, really
Points
uh,
are up. Yep.
Unfortunate and disappointing situation for Jeff Hale there, who was really having an awesome season. And
Yeah,
computer
yeah.
blew up on him.
Been there, done that.
As you can see, he's just started 11 races. He made the chase in just 11 races. That's how good he did. And on top of that, he had 10 top 10s in 11 races. I mean, he was really having a season, and really unfortunate circumstances. But a shout out to Jeff if you're out there listening, Jeff.
Looks
We're
like
still thinking
Troy
about you, bud.
Higgins. Yeah, definitely. Looks like Troy Higgins bailed. But I'll see if I can go down there and grab
See if you can grab the
the two.
fourth place finisher. Oh, that's you.
That's
Forget,
me, huh?
forget it. There you see our winners. Robert Bochum, the Rockstar energy drink. Uh, so he'll be celebrating in Victory Lane with a couple of rock stars, I guess. And we'll be hopefully talking with him momentarily as well. Uh, but man, just Robert, just he really knows how to manage a race, and that's how you win. It's from all the races that I've watched, uh, it's clear that managing the race from beginning to end is giving you the best shot. If you race hard, if you race unnecessarily, uh, you really limit your chances of winning here in this game. And Robert plays this game down to a science. And not on top of that, like as Milty said, he's a real race car driver for real. So he understands how to work a car in and out, and he's fresh out of Victory Circle here. Smells like Rockstar energy drink in the booth here. But Robert, kind of two different, a tale of two races, Robert. The first half of the green flag runs, uh, fuel and tire runs, it looked like you were focusing on. Then the caution scrambled everything. Then we saw you reach over and flip a couple switches there. I don't know if those switches are NASCAR approved switches that all of a sudden
I,
your car took off.
I smelled nitrous, man.
So
uh,
great run, great win.
yeah, I kind of put, I kind of just wanted to make that run and see what it's going to do. And on that last pit stop, right before the caution come out, it showed I could go 38 laps. I was trying to go a little bit more and more each time, and then that way I wouldn't have to clutch for that one run. But after that caution kind of messed that up, I figured it was time to get up on the wheel and go up there and have some fun with marking him. So kind of stinks to do that sometimes. 'Cause it's like, well, it's kind of boring, but I had Milt back there with me, doing the same thing, listening to him cheer us on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was a lot of fun. I knew um, I may not be the smartest, sharpest tool in the shed, but after Monday night and Tuesday night, I was like, let's see, this guy ends up in the front. Maybe I better follow him.
Yeah, this car it was a really good setup. It was loose. You had to be real careful to start. And I knew at the end there when me and Mark we were so even, whichever one of us got out front, because we're not gonna put ourselves in a position that we're gonna wreck the other one. So I kind of knew that we just one of them deals where whoever got out front, it was gonna be tough to pass the other one. So I wanted to get to halfway, which was 22 laps, and coming in on 21 when he didn't pit, I figured I'd go ahead and those extra few laps that he stayed out, I think, just gave me just enough to get him. But he drove a freaking great race. He was up on the wheel all night.
yeah, he sure was. He
Yeah,
sure
because the
was.
pit stops, Greg was watching them, and I know mine, I was coming over the line 52, 53, hard on the brakes, locking them up. And he was seeing the same thing out of you guys. So we were pushing the limits. A couple times there, I thought I was going to get busted. And we were pretty even on pit stops. But yeah, that couple of laps out extra was all, you know, really hurt Mark. So that's your take there, Mark?
Yeah, basically, I had to when I came out of the pits, I had to be closer to him than I was. I used too much shit up trying to get him. That was my only shot. He pitted, and I stayed out a couple of laps, wondering what I was going to really do. And I finally pitted, and it was too late. But I ran as good as I could run, finished second, and he ran a hell of a race. Man.
Yeah, you really had a rocket ship of a car early on. You and Nicole were really pacing the field, and then unfortunately
God
for her,
dang,
she got a
29
little loose there,
flats. Jesus
and
criminy.
that really scrambled up the race. Some really good green flag racing early on in this race from the whole field.
Yeah, it was a good race. Like I said, I came down that last pit stop. He had so big of a lead that, I mean, even if I came out with him, I mean, I don't know if I could have got by him anyway. I probably couldn't have. But like I said, I ran the best I could run and I finished second.
Well, we did recap the points while you guys were finishing up the race there, and Robert put you up to a 11-point lead over Mark. But Belka Motorsports, Robert, got to make you feel good. 1, 2, and 3
Oh,
in the
definitely.
chase points. That's got to make you feel pretty good as a team leader.
Yeah, like I said, I got a great group of guys. I mean, they all work good together. I hate to see Nicole have a problem. She had a great car. Uh, she about destroyed, about killed us both on the back straightaway. I couldn't. She was up, and then she started spinning around. She was pretty much. It was just at her mercy. She didn't know where it was going. And I was trying to whoa up and find through the corner, find through, and then Weber kind of come down and just
God, it was a
barely
great
passed me.
save, dude.
But
Great save.
yeah, I kind
I
of
was
Yeah.
right
messed up on
behind
that
you
one.
guys. I don't know how you guys should have both been dead there, but
Yeah.
like I was telling the viewers, I mean, first thing you do when you see smoke, you don't burn one. You hit the brakes, and that's what we all did there, and helped us to have a chance to survive there.
Yeah, I kind of just rode out the throttle once I seen it happening because and where we were is in the corner. If I'd have got on the brakes, it would came around anyway. So I just kind of rode out, downshifted, and just try to watch see where she was going. And by the time I got to her, I was woed up enough, and everybody was woed up enough not to get into us. But I hate to see her. But like I said, yeah, the Baltimore Sports did a great job. We had 4 in the top 6 tonight, so that was a great run. But I want to give a shout out to Milt. This guy's got a lot of rust, people. He ain't been out here in a long time, and that man was up on the wheel all night. So give a shout out to him too, guys.
Yeah, absolutely, Milt.
Yeah, I was just following you, man.
Yeah, that was a good strategy. I gave him that strategy early on, just to stay behind Robert, and eventually you'll probably end up probably second because he'll probably win, and boom, first and
Well,
there he is.
broad,
He didn't
run,
didn't take my advice all the way to the end, though, Milty.
but doing these broadcasts, broadcasting, you get a unique view watching you guys, and it could be intimidating, or it could be it's like watching replays. So, and that's how I learned how to road race and do GTP racing and stuff. And I've been watching, and you guys kind of set the benchmark, and executing's another story. But yeah, very happy. That I would say that was a good run. Best case scenario, if I wouldn't have had damage, I still would have had to deal with you guys, and so realistically, we wouldn't have been much farther off than where we were, but because that's another step up, because you guys are you're dialed in. It's like you said, rust, but it's also you know it's not like riding a bicycle. It's like running marathons every day, and then all of a sudden you don't train. Then you try to run a 4 minute marathon. You're going to get tired. At some point.
Yeah, definitely. Well, that last deal right before that last caution, me and Mark, we never said nothing to each other, but he was smart enough to know there was no reason for us to race. And we was able to pull away from that pack there, and that kind of helped us out, so we was able to pit. But if he was, I mean, he can ask you. That was said the whole time on Team Channel. He just kind of knew, and I mean, we just worked good together. I mean, Mark's taught me a lot. I mean, he's made me really step up my game because I mean, this man can get up on the wheel.
Absolutely.
Have you seen him qualify?
Oh man.
Yeah, he's the Ryan.
29
He's the
flat.
Kevin
Are you
Harvick
kidding me?
of the Pro Cup Series
That's
for
world
sure.
class right there, man. But
Well, actually, not the. I was actually the one with the 2909. No, I'm gonna
that's
tell you
world
because the
class
first time
too.
I ever got him on the pole, and the man usually gets the pole unless something happens. So, but 13 or 11 point lead or whatever, it can be gone in one race. So I mean, you can't next week. You got to forget about what happened tonight.
Blow
Power
We'll do the
motor,
tankers.
same
getting a
thing.
wreck. I mean, you almost
Yeah.
got. I mean, you were. I saw you and Weber bumping there, but you had you, just a slight. I don't even know if you guys touched, but you guys were like right there in front of me as the smoke cleared. I seen you guys together, and then I seen Nicole down low spinning, and I was hard on the brakes, and I was like, "Are you kidding me? You know what? Of course, you heard listen to the broadcast, but when you watch the broadcast, I'm like, are you kidding me? That was some great driving. It's not just about going fast; it's about surviving if you want to be a champion, and you sure know how to do it."
I appreciate it. I appreciate all y'all do. Give a shout out to Johnson Truck Lines for putting this deal on, FSB Racing, Rockstar, Toyota, Balkan Motorsports, and Apple Collision Centers. They've stepped up and helped us step our program up this year, and we got a pretty good deal
Yeah,
going.
yeah, I'm gonna need a
You
little
sure do.
paint work, man.
Hey,
Hope
yeah, a little scrapes.
Apple Collision can fix the Bud Extends car for next week there, hopefully.
Oh,
They
definitely,
might go
definitely.
out of business fixing my cars. I'll tell you that.
Hey, but I'm gonna tell
I've
you,
wrecked a few.
you can learn a lot from Mark. People say, "Oh, watch your RE stay tire and all," but I'm telling you, Mark is probably one of the. I would say if I had to pick any two drivers that made me really just get up on the wheel, and that's Mark Zinzi and Matt Watkins. That's probably two of the
Absolutely.
best I've ever raced against, and
Might
they
and
make it
you,
hard
you
on
know,
you.
I agree.
you
I
three, you
totally,
three
I
are the
concur.
benchmark as far
Well,
as
I'll
I'm
tell you
concerned.
one thing. I finish second a lot, and
And
it's
Nicole.
usually to either Robert or Matt. So, uh,
Well, I got 200
them guys
wins and I
are
got about
just.
500 seconds, so finishing or something. I don't know. I haven't kept track of that. Jerry F Jerry kept track of that shit one time. Otherwise, I wouldn't know. But that's finishing second means you. First of all,
You're
you
the
don't
first
wreck the.
loser.
No, you don't wreck the. You're a clean racer, and you're always competitive, and you don't wreck somebody just to win a race, and that's important, especially in this league.
Yeah, I try. I
It
just got
certainly
beat
is.
at the end here. You just beat me. That's all
You,
there is
you
to it.
just
There's
you
no
just got to
excuses.
put
You
a
got me.
Mickey in his drink there in the shop. Say, hey
I
Robert,
tried other
I
things,
got
but
some Gatorade here. You want some of this?
I tried some things, but he got faster, so I went the wrong way or something.
Yeah, yeah. You're supposed to give him some go slow, not go fast.
But yeah, so great way for Bochum Motorsports to start this chase. Great win for Robert.
Yep.
That's
Even Ken
exactly
had a
what you
good
need to
run.
do.
Ken Ron ran good. He had some bad luck, but he ran good too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ken caught up in an early incident and but really battled back onto the lead lap and yeah, definitely salvaged some precious points there, and that's what you got to do if you want to have a chance on come the last race of the chase.
It's tough because I tell you, I mean, I got to end the longest line once, but really, I had almost a flawless race, and
Yep.
I finished second. You know, because I got beat, and that's all there is to it. It's
That's
just
all
nothing
there
I
is
could
to it.
do.
Yep.
You got me. You know. Next week we'll give it a shot again. If he beats me, then I'll try it the week after.
Well,
That's the
and
way you do it.
you know, looking at the Sportsman Cup, the Thor Dog Sportsman Cup race, there's some studs coming up here that are probably going to make pro next year. So we're not going to have these smaller fields like we have right now. Plus, a lot of cars kind of bowed out or had stuff to do or whatever. But the fields were bigger. But you're going to have some up and comers.
Some good ones
Uh,
too.
yeah,
Yeah,
because that
rookie.
Sportsman Cup race was
I
20 cars, and Talbert, Somke, there's
Even Alan Myers, is that
Fravor,
his name?
Alan Myers.
He's came a long way. That guy's he's running good
Those are
every
all
night.
It
those are all
sure is.
guys that are probably going to be pro prospects, along with Bernie there. Greg Bernardo is
I don't know about
on the
that.
cusp there.
Let's not
I don't
get
know. I don't
let's not
race
get
with him too much.
let's
I
not get
have to look
carried
at some
away now.
replays.
Well, you don't have to beat Mark DeCenza or Robert Bokum to be a pro. You
Well, if you
got to
did, you
race clean.
wouldn't there'd only be about 4 cars in the field then, don't they?
Yeah, probably.
No, I'll be honest with you, Mark. I mean, Greg has come a long way. I mean, he's stepping up. What I tell you, what's really going to help a lot of them sportsmen guys is when they get into the pro. It's going to be tough on them because it was tough on all of us. It's still tough on us, but it's going to
Absolutely.
make
Yeah.
them a better driver. I mean, I can guarantee you. I've seen just by the ones who have ventured out and started running late model stock, what better driver it's made them by learning to be smoother on a small track. So, yeah, next season when you got at least 10 guys that can move up easily and be competitive from the time the green flag starts. I mean, that's what makes it fun.
I agree. Yep.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
absolutely. I think next season's Pro Cup is going to be
Gonna be fatter.
it's going to be there's going to be an awesome Rookie of the Year battle, and I think some of these rookies may be in contention to actually do something for the championship as well. So it should be a really good season coming up
Uh,
next season.
It's
yeah,
all about consistency. Yeah, if I had to give them any kind of pep talk or anything, I would just tell them just kind of like I run every race. Don't come out here to jump out there to win. At the first, keep yourself there, and when it comes down to it, if you're there and you're undamaged, you got a chance to win. And that's the kind
Yeah.
of the way I look at it.
Yeah. You got to put yourself in the position to win, and you can't do it if you crash on lap two. Absolutely.
Absolutely. Okay, guys. Well, we're going to wrap it up here.
yep.
Appreciate
Good job, guys,
joining
as
us.
always.
Yeah. God, it's
Thanks.
so fun racing you guys, man. You're the real deal, man. It's a privilege.
Yeah, great race, great finish, and appreciate you guys taking the time to join us here and talk to the fans. And next race is going to be on Friday night, Winston Cup. Believe we're going to be at Hotlanta.
Yep,
Hotlanta.
Atlanta. Be a good
Uh,
race. Yeah,
I'm gonna.
it'll be a good
Gonna be
race.
30 cars, boys. It's gonna be
That's
30
right.
cars. Let's do
Uh,
this.
I got a motor there. I'm going to be putting in Robert's car next weekend. Next week for the Pro Cup race, it'll be a rocket ship he'll have. So I'll be putting his motor in.
Yeah, that next week's chase race, of course, is the wild card race, Talladega.
Oh boy.
Yep, I mean, that's what I was telling Mark. It don't take one bad race, and I mean, there it is. But like I said, great job, Mark. Great job to Troy tonight. Ken, tough luck, Nicole.
Mhm.
Great job to everybody out here, and great job to you guys, man. I mean, y'all racers just like us. I know y'all want to be out here, but y'all take the time to put this on for us. And honestly, it makes it work. It makes it more fun sitting here listening to y'all racing, man. Y'all gas me up a lot of times, and you make me laugh a lot of times. So it gets me going. So I appreciate
Yeah.
that.
Like I said, Greg's a natural, Milt is Milt.
That is very
No
true.
disrespect, Milt.
That's very true. And one last thing, guy.
I take that as a compliment.
One last thing here, Milty, before we sign off. The 21st. What's going on the 21st?
Daytona.
Yes, and of course, the Robert Bokum. I don't know if I've seen him around Daytona
He
lately
can
at
road. He
all.
can road
I don't
race.
know
Yeah.
if a Trans Am car has his name on it, but
Well, he's driven the
Daytona
G.
Road Course?
He's
that's
rode.
right, Daytona
He's
Road
driven
Course,
Oh, when's
driven the
that?
GTP
October
Sunday.
21st,
Hmm.
See
and
what the crew, if the crew can get a car together for us.
Yeah.
uh, we know how good you are. I know you've
Yeah,
may have said that
come
your
into our house there, and
yeah, your road program may be not as good as your oval program, Robert, but I think
I
you
wouldn't
sell
be so
yourself
sure of that.
just a little.
yeah,
Yeah, I think
me
that's a
neither.
little gamesmanship there, as I think we
Yeah,
saw you at
we're
Watkins
trying
Glen
to
there,
we're
driving the
trying to
wheels
light a
off that
fire.
car.
I don't care where he
Yeah.
races, what track. You give him a little practice, and he'll be just as competitive as
Yeah,
everybody
I
else.
seen him run very well at Le Mans, and that's a long way from Apple Collision Centers, but he did
Yeah.
very well.
Before I come to FSB, I've never turned right unless I was correcting the car. So I learned a lot from these guys over here. But yeah, we've had some pretty good. We've gotten better. It's not my best, but I mean, I'll definitely look to show up and like I said, see what I can do.
Yeah, we like to see
Yeah,
we like
we'd
to
like to
see our
get some cars
pros.
out there, man.
We like to see our pros show up for events, and it shows the rest of the league that come on out and try something new for a change. And Daytona Road is a fun course. It's
Oh, I like that.
what
That is a nice
I'll
place.
say it's a half super speedway race and a half infield road course race, and with these Trans Am cars, Milty, very fast, 200 miles an hour.
Yeah, and with these guys' skill, I'm sure they can handle it. And I would, for free, I'll give you the 5 minute Milt Minter Junior driving school course there. I don't know if it'll help you, but
Hey,
you
the,
might want to
fan,
go with the Jim Ray course
the
because
Yeah.
fans out
he's
there.
pretty good out there.
Well, I'll tell you this: the fans out there don't know how much that's worth. Don't let this guy. This man is a road courser. Dad's a race car
Oh,
driver
no
on a road
doubt.
course, so he is. He can talk all that crap he wants, but when it comes to a road course, it'd be me doing the
Hmm.
following him. So
Oh yeah,
Milt kicked my ass a lot.
and of
I don't
course,
forget
and of
that.
course, Milty will be trying to make it two in a row in the brief uh, road course Continental Tire season here, with the big win at Coda.
Oh God, that was a great battle with Nicole. She broke her freaking hand with about 3 laps to go. She's got that rig, and I bumped her in the rear coming out of onto the long straightaway at Coda, and broke her friggin' hand. Then she was trying to figure out why her hand hurt so much, and she missed the next corner. But I mean, talk about it was like racing Kevin Lewis or Damien Gottstilla. I mean, she was up on the wheel. She'll be there, and her hands healed up a little bit, so I'm sure she'll be a force to be reckoned with. And of course, you got Jim Ray,
Early
Doug
favorite.
Tevick. Doug Tevick is always very strong. Can he seal the deal? Brad Otto,
And Brad's good. Let's
Ed
not forget Sammy
Finley,
and Sammy too.
and you finished second in that race at Coda. So don't forget
Well,
Greg Bernardo
that's
and the team Audi.
yeah. I have good equipment. Unfortunately, the driver might not be as good as the equipment, but Dr. Ulrich
Yeah, he
is
was
was
still
pleased with
shaking
the
his
podium
head.
finish. He was pleased with the
But
podium
he
finish.
Yeah,
he,
Denny,
he
get me
said
a car
Vasi's
together.
lost.
You said it's the 21st.
Rocktober 21st.
What night is that on? You know,
Come on, Mark.
what day of the week?
Well,
That's actually, it's not the 21st. It's the 18th, I believe, this
Oh.
Sunday.
well, tells you how much I know.
In fact, we
Oh.
better bring that up
The
here and look.
19th. Yes, it's the
19th,
19th
yeah.
at noon
Th-
Eastern.
this Sunday.
Biketoberfest at Daytona.
10-4. Track in the downloads phase.
Yes, it is.
10-4.
It's Daytona RC.
We'll
It's
be
the
doing some
Trans
test
Am
sessions
mod.
here later in the week here.
Yes,
And
there's test sessions, mini races if there's enough participants. I believe Nicole did win a mini race early on. Sam was fast, Doug was fast, Jim came from the back 20, 30 seconds back and just flat out passed
he's
everyone.
that dude. That track is.
We'll
There's
say
just some that
we're
are.
gonna call it Jim Ray's home track.
That and Le Mans are Jim Ray's. Speaks softly and carries a big stick shift, you know.
So yeah, so come on out, October 19th, noon Eastern, the Biketober Fest at Daytona Road Course.
Yeah,
And
man, come on. I
we
have to get some
appreciate
laps there before
appreciate
that.
everyone showing up for that. And that's gonna wrap it up, guys. So again, congrats Robert, congrats Boca Motorsports, great run, Mark.
Troy
Thanks
has
for
a
joining
run
us.
too.
Yeah,
Troy has.
Yeah.
Troy with an awesome run, Webb with an awesome
He
run
can
as
roll.
well. And also Ken, battling back from a lap down to get it back on the lead lap. Not
Yep.
easy to do.
Yep.
Broke up.
No, definitely. You did a good job.
So appreciate it, guys. And Friday night, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time, we'll be back on the air for Winston Cup at Atlanta. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you.
All
Have a
right.
good night,
Thanks.
guys.
Take
Go.
care.